All right, Candela Obscura, and this is one of their fan-created game or stories called Lost in Dreams. Our team is going to be looking for someone who has disappeared. So we'll get into that in just a bit. Does everyone want to introduce their characters? Or what do we need?
If you just pick someone, then we'll do it either anti-clockwise or clockwise. Whatever.
All right, well, right next to me is Jake, so we'll start with Jake.
Hi, my name is Harpatkan. I am a very curious explorer, but also at the very same time, very cautious, very afraid, and very respectful of those I deem to be way more powerful than I. And I'm very much looking forward to this, my first actual experience with the Candela Obscura game set.
Okay. And that is Dire Squirrel.
Hi, I'm Dire Squirrel. I'm playing James Munson, who is a medium. He knows a little bit about what goes on, and he can bend spoons.
All right. And Foxy?
Well, hello there. I am Ari Sals in this game. I've never played this game before, so that will be fun. My character is just your average library occultist, and didn't never introduce a harmful normie to the occult in any way.
And finally, back around to Horrific.
Greetings, I am playing Aldrich the Illusionist. A traveling showman, shyster, likes to relieve people of their silver and gold where possible. Great showman, likes to go and put on a performance. However, one day, while performing a certain trick, I accidentally realised that magic exists. And through a series of unfortunate events involving the city guard, I accidentally teleported myself into a library. And all of a sudden, I find out there's a whole other world of magic and guardianship and responsibilities, which for my character is a bit jarring. Don't do responsibility, bit of a free spirit, but now all of a sudden I've stepped into this world and still trying to figure out what it's about.
We all good? We ready to begin?
Yep.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in the districts of New Fair, South Soffit is the poorest section of New Fair. And it is as quiet as it ever gets at this late hour. The food carts, the tinker's wagons, they're all tucked away, covered with tarpaulins in the various alleys. A few night owls flit from shadow to shadow, tending to business better handled in the dark. In a crowded apartment, one final lamp has just gone out. A young woman dressed for sleep is laying in bed with in her cramped quarters, surrounded by books and papers. Her journal is clasped closed across her stomach. Well, nothing ventured, nothing gained, she murmurs before sleep overtakes her. After long minutes of waiting, she seems to lift off the bed, at first by inches, then by feet. Her hair catches the moonlight with a strange radiance as she utters. With a starting suddenness, pop! She is gone, winking out of view and leaving the room in frightful stillness.
Something went wrong with my character.
Uh-oh.
Camera.
It's okay. We continue on as if nothing happened. It's not at all the production that's screwing things up, Foxy. Don't worry.
So, Adi, you have an association with the university. You kind of work in the library.
Yep.
The head librarian has been a little bit edgy, a little bit worried, and asks for you to take a note to a small bookstore that's in town. You're very familiar with this bookstore. It is where your lightkeeper works out of. And she has asked you to take a note to your lightkeeper, Elizabeth Sharp. And Elizabeth is the bookstore owner, and she is a high-ranking member of the Candela Obscura. And one of the things that's interesting about her is her right arm. She does not like to present herself where that is visible because it isn't there. In a freak accident that occurred when she was one of her last missions, her entire arm was disappeared, basically just disappeared. Every now and then you see a shadowy form of it. And she can actually, with concentration, use that shadowy form as an arm. But it is not her real arm. Her jacket is pinned back on that side. So she is actually missing her entire right arm. So, but you are asked to bring this in. She reads the note and asks you to stay, and then proceeds to send out a note to each of you. She sends this out using her assistant. No, it's in here. It's going to be in the seats. There she is. She sends out her assistant to go find each of you. A steam or gear-based robotic that each delivers a handwritten note to you, asking you to appear at her shop at your earliest convenience, which usually means as soon as you can.
And that's why I was not allowed to leave.
Yep, because you were already there.
Starts reading a book, waiting until you guys arrive.
She's got some amazing books.
Sort of look at the note and go, oh God, am I in trouble again? These people are so uptight.
Yep.
Suppose I better go and see what's going on, so put on my cloak.
Yep,
Start
she
walking.
hands you the note. And Jake, she comes around. She bows to you. And gives you a mock salute, and then hands you the note. And then, let's see, is it Aldrich? Wait. Let's see, she acts like she's checking her pockets before she finds the note and hands it to you, and then checked her pockets again. She doesn't actually have pockets, but
This thing knows me so well.
and then James, she little bits of smoke and steam kind of float around her while she's talking to you or engaging with you. She doesn't actually talk. She has no voice, but she silently slips that paper out and hands it to you.
I will open it up.
You swear you see a
Quietly
face.
read it. And then I will quickly proceed to the shop.
Mm-hmm. Somehow she beats you back, but that is what TheInfinaty does.
You wonder if she was even physically there.
So, you were called in to investigate, and Elizabeth Sharp will tell you that a young girl from campus from South Suffolk has disappeared about 2 days ago. She is a student of folklore at the Briarbank College. Her name is Alicia Mendez, and she went missing in the night. And she says the college has a keen interest in her whereabouts.
Does she know anything about the occult?
Ms. Sharp says that the message came from the head library. So she imagines that someone on campus knows something. The librarian and her happen to be good friends. So she will tell you also that the periphery, providing no assistance, which is the police force, there are so far no clues found beyond an intense presence of bleed at her home. They have noticed an intense presence of bleed at her home. Where it has reached, so that is what she will tell you. She says the library could be a good lead. You might want to consider talking to the family. That's where she was last seen.
She didn't happen to go to the tavern and enjoy herself. No, these library students like the party. No, is that ever considered an option? Why is it all so serious?
Possibility, but it's been 2 days.
So innocent. 2 days. I just sort of chuckled to myself.
She's an excellent student and had been doing well in her studies.
Let's go visit the crime scene. Maybe I can pick something up.
Okay.
The crime scene. Maybe I can pick some.
All right. So, we go over to the home. Home is in South Suffolk, which is, if you're looking at the districts, the Eaves is like the wealthiest area of New Fair, and directly underneath, as in not like south, but like directly underneath the eaves. The eaves are built on the tops of these ancient buildings. Underneath them is South Suffolk. Like they literally live on top of South Suffolk, and South Suffolk is the poorest district, and it's like living in a cave, a cavern.
A cave city.
And so there, you go in there, you find, and it's a maze. You literally have to make a navigation check. This is not a high. Let's see, would that be? I would say either a move or a survey check. Someone will need to make a move or a survey check to, one, get around safely, because in South Suffolk, the wiring for the electricity for the city is just haphazard. You could be walking along and have to step over a live electrical wire.
Okay, I will try and lead us through then.
With a 5, you're able to go. You have to make some adjustments to your path. The wiring sometimes just gets too thick and heavy to get around, but you are able to eventually get there. You find their house, and the outside of the Mendez residence is unmarked except for a weather-beaten wooden sign depicting a needle and thread. Moments after knocking, an older woman with tired-looking eyes lets the investigators in. A single small central room comprises the bulk of the apartment. At the window next to the door, there is a stool and a growing pile of wet handkerchiefs. The round table in the center of the room holds a seamstress piecework and a sewing kit, paused as if in the middle of an alteration. And there you have met Ladybird Mendez, the mother of the family.
Do I feel anything in the current home we're in? I wasn't sure which thing I needed to roll.
Are you wanting to roll sense? Are you looking around? Are you going to ask her questions?
No, I don't want. I would go sense like I don't want to be influenced by any of her answers, possibly.
Okay, so you want to roll? Go ahead and roll sense. And one of the things you could have is a bleed indicator.
I don't know how to roll it, apparently.
Okay, so on your sense, then you have the number 2 over in the red with the red star.
Yep.
Double click that number 2.
There we go.
There you go. And you have a 6 aura. Well, the 3 would be a failure, so I would assume you're taking the 6.
Yep.
So unmitigated success. There is bleed, and with the use of your bleed detector, which I'm going to put on your sheet, you are able to verify the bleed is all coming from her tiny bedroom. So you have found that the bleed from her room is coming from her tiny bedroom. Is anybody planning on asking Miss Ladybird here, Mendez, any questions?
Oh, I suppose I'll talk to her if nobody else wants to jump.
I'm not good at talking. You don't want me to talk.
I'll just be like, I'll flourish the cap. Good evening, my lady. Sorry to be here under the circumstances. We're going to try and help as much as we can.
You haven't had any word from her about where she's gone?
No, unfortunately, I think at this moment we know as much as you do in terms of what the police provided. Obviously, we have been asked by the library to come and investigate, see if we can.
They were here 5 minutes. That was it. They don't care about South Soffit.
No, well, that's not going to be the case here. Tell me a little bit about your daughter. I know she's a good student and seemed to be doing all the right things, but obviously as a mother, you maybe see the bits that the school don't. They're only interested in results and grades, and they don't really see the person.
Okay.
Was she okay?
She loves storybooks. She's always read them, and she reads them to my son as well. But she likes to read the kids' storybooks. There was one that she really liked a lot about a pirate.
Mm-hmm.
She's got some of them from the library in her room.
Would you mind if I look at her room, madam?
Sure. With your success, you are not going to take any bleed from being there. You were able to take enough precaution to keep from being injured by it. It's almost like radiation.
We'll warn the others. Best if I go in here. I don't know if you guys are resistant to this much bleed. I whisper.
Sort of nod and don't make a thing about it in front of Ladybird, but I'll just say. So, telling stories. Was there any change? Did she stop wanting to tell stories?
She had gotten really interested and excited about this one particular book. I believe she had borrowed it from the library.
Mm-hmm. Parrots, did you say, or is this something new?
Yeah, pirates. There was a story about a pirate.
Mm-hmm.
And
had she any intention to leave or go exploring?
Been up most of the night. Do what?
Had she any intention to leave the home or go exploring? Was there maybe something she was talking about in that respect, wanting an adventure?
I mean, she had been talking about going on a pirate adventure, but I mean, we don't have the money to even go aboard a ship. I mean, that's like not even possible. And she had so much of her studies still to do. She's almost done with this year. She needs to finish her studies. So why this doesn't make any sense?
Any new friends?
She'd been hanging out more at the library?
Hmm.
You've seen her. You recognize through the mom. You think you've seen her at the library.
I will look around for a picture of the kid as I go to the bedroom.
As you're going through the bedroom. All right. They don't have any photographs.
Strange.
There's hand-drawn pictures that you suspect is probably the younger son. But I mean, they're not like anything of quality. You know, it's stick figures and colorations.
Oh, is if I drew them?
Perhaps.
Trust me, yes. Suppose is the son here as well?
He is.
Anyone good with young ones, or am I going to try and charm a young fella, see if he'll say something or has noticed something maybe mother didn't?
Let's see. Looking to see what information they gave us. Okay, Junior Mendez. He's a little shy. You're going to have to get some sway or something with him.
Right. Let's see if this works. Sway.
Which somebody I know has sway.
I've got sway.
Okay.
So what I'll do is I'll pick out a coin, and I'll just I'll pretend that that I'm doing it secret from his mother, and I'll just show him the coin, and I'll make it disappear up my sleeve.
Oh, he thinks that's absolutely amazing.
Let's see if it let's see if it works first. Okay. Or else I'll look really silly. Did that work? A double click.
I haven't seen it come through. Did you double click the number? There it goes.
Boink.
A 5.
So I'm like.
So. Yeah.
Give him a wee wink.
You almost dropped the coin, but he thinks that's.
I put that in there like, oh. Shh.
He's all like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
He starts looking around and he finds a copper and he says, "Do it with this one."
Right now, I'll kneel down in front of him, like, right now, maybe this coin might work a bit better, and do you need to roll again?
No, I mean you've got him thoroughly entertained, and I mean he's all about making coins disappear.
So I'll make it disappear, and I'll bring it out behind his ear and all that kind of stuff, just try and get him mellowed out.
He says, "You're funny."
I try, it's like your sister when she tells her stories, but some of us just like to make people happy, it's a hard old world, and a little smile here and there, it all helps.
So, my friend Leonard can almost do the same trick, but
well, who knows? If he practices, that's what you have to practice. There's no point just talking about it. You have to look how I nearly fumbled if I just forget myself for a second. If you want to, he turns
and he starts talking some gibberish, and he turns back to you and says, "Yeah, maybe he'll get it."
Yeah. It's like
he turns again and talks some more gibberish and turns back to you.
Like your sister's really good at telling stories. She practices every day, doesn't she?
She doesn't do magic tricks, but she reads books really good.
Stories are magic, though, aren't they?
Oh yes, they definitely are.
They take you to other places, and you can, if the storyteller does it right.
She was gonna go somewhere.
Oh right, where was she gonna go?
I don't know. She her bicycle's still here, so I don't think she went yet. I don't know where she went.
Maybe not. Maybe she's got plans. Was she telling you of a secret adventure?
He turns again and starts talking in that gibberish.
I'll flip the coin between my, just to keep it all casual between my fingers and do that sort of stuff while we're talking.
Leonard says you should do that trick again.
Who's Leonard?
My
Is
friend.
he here?
With as you get to talking to him, what you realize is he's got an imaginary friend.
Yeah, that's what I was. That's what I was kind of picking up there. I was like, "Oh right, oh, is Leonard here? Where? Sorry, my eyesight. I'm an old man. What can I say? Where are you, Leonard?"
So Leonard doesn't like it when people talk to him. It makes him grumpy.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I just love people. What can I say? I love to make people smile, and that's
And if
it.
someone gives a focus roll,
Well, I'm not sure if I'm in
Me?
the
Give a
home
focus roll?
yet. Or
a focus roll, if someone has focus,
I have focus, but like I said,
or
I'm not
survey.
sure if I'm there.
It's. I mean, this place is so small, you can't help but hear what's going on.
Okay, then I will focus.
But a 5. You're listening to the words, and you swear in some. And he might be talking backwards.
Boy? Or is the imaginary
The boy.
friends?
The
Oh.
boy.
The gibberish
You
bits.
detect nothing. There is. You were probably worried that he's actually talking to a ghost. There is no bleed coming from next to him, where he indicates his imaginary friend is.
It's so nice when kids have imaginary friends. I shout back, sort of.
He says, "Oh, shh, don't talk about Leonard that way."
Oh, I'm sorry, I won't.
Now Leonard's mad. He's going to go storm off.
Oh, don't do that. Let him stay for another trick. Here, does Leonard enjoy your sister's stories as well?
Oh yes, Leonard likes to act them out.
Oh, how does he do that?
You know, and he's like posing like with a sword and doing all kinds of other crazy stuff.
What was the last story you were acting out?
The Adventures of Captain Calico Jack.
Calico Jack? I don't know. Don't think I know him. Is he from a faraway land?
I think he's from New Fair. That would be probably a focus roll if you wanted to make a focus roll. It's not one that you were familiar with.
Yeah.
It must have skipped your generation.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there's always new people. Don't suppose your sister was thinking about meeting Calico?
He's not sure. He just knows that it was the newest story that they were reading. And I mean, the entire area around her bed has small stacks of books all the way around it, including this little table. It's got a little ink jar on it.
Do I notice any books about pirates or library books in general? Because I am a librarian. I would spot them in...
Yep. There is on the desk you find a heavily used ink pot. So basically a scrap wood end table, drabs of dried ink on the floor. A lantern sits unlit alongside and with dim sunlight coming in through the small circular window. The room is so small, overcrowded. You could get a distinct sense of claustrophobia being in this room all at once.
No, I mean...
The bed definitely is where you can feel all the bleed coming from.
which one was actually communicating with possible ghosts? Because I think I had that skill.
If you want to do a survey roll, you can do a survey roll, and that survey roll will give you some books or understanding of some books here.
I don't have survey. It's untrained, basically.
But there are others.
I believe I could
I can try.
possibly do a survey if it helps.
Okay. And if you wish, you can even share a die with them if you so desire. If someone else is helping.
Yes, go ahead. You can have one of my drive dice.
So the way you would do that is you would change temporarily that 2 that's on the red star on survey to a 3, and
Okay.
roll it, and you would actually get that extra die. And then you need to change it back after you die. So you got a 4. So you're looking around. This room does have a lot of bleed in it. So you're feeling a little bit of that effect while you're in the room. So you will actually take 1 point of bleed while you're searching this room.
I did for you.
But what you got is this. There is a language primer for grammar school students, and it's heavily notated by a teacher of the subject. So that is one of the things that stands out to you.
And how do I remove one of my intuition drives?
You have a feeling she's probably been teaching her younger brother out of that book how to read and write. I didn't follow that.
Oh, I shared one of my dice with him. How do I remove one?
So you're going to go over to your to the here, I'll help you with that. There's it. Oh, it's over there.
Sorry, don't I take the point to bleed? Or
Yeah, you take
took
the point of bleed, but I shared this
she
die.
reduced her intuition drives by 1. There it goes.
Thanks.
Not a problem.
I still don't know how to remove one, but yeah.
But you just double click the red,
Okay.
and that's what I did. And it says uses the intuition drive. And if you notice, it now says 6-5.
Got
Okay.
it.
Anybody else wanting to search around? There are lots of books. It's just that one really stood out to you for some reason. There are other books.
Like I said, I thought I had a skill that allowed me to communicate with ghosts or...
Yeah, unfortunately, you're not finding a ghost in here. In fact, you're detecting a distinct absence of any spirit here.
I gingerly. Sorry, go ahead.
I'll just survey the books again, I guess.
Okay.
See if there's anything else to find. Nope.
You're looking around, and you're just feeling that intense, the intensity of the room is just. You're kind of feeling that bleed just coming off of everything, and you're just like, nope, I'm out of here.
I'll speak to Ladybird again. Just out of interest, what exactly was it? Just to be a librarian, or was your daughter studying a particular field, and was she just researching, or was she trying to apply the knowledge?
She loves folklore, and this town is so full of rich history that she was hoping to go into like a historical society or something along those lines.
So purely archival. She's not trying to practice anything.
Practice.
Was she trying to bring her stories to life or learn any talents or abilities?
Like in a play?
Possibly. Some people could be a bit flamboyant and try to bring a bit of, I don't know, sparkle. I'll let that word hang there.
You mean like, but magic's not real.
I know it's, but some people try and maybe use a bit of trickery and light. You know, I was just wondering if she's maybe playing that sort of thing. There's ways to trick the eye, and
there are definitely some weird things that occur in South Soffit, but I have a feeling it's more gang activity than it is someone casting spells.
Yeah, that's fine. No, we're just a bit perplexed why your daughter seems to be, from everyone was spoken to, a lovely person and really dedicated and stable, and actually
just
likes to make people happy.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
But that doesn't mean we're giving up. Please be assured.
I will collect all the books in there.
All right. Will you bring
Especially
them out
the ones. No, I collect the ones especially with bleed on them. We need to remove any source of it.
Ginger,
and
I'm not going to go into the.
You said the bed was bleeding a lot, so.
There was a lot of magic coming off that bed.
Is there any way to remove it?
You could. there's what's called a bleed containment vial.
Mm-hmm.
If you wished to, you could have one of those to collect the bleed.
I will use one of those.
Okay. I'm gonna put that on here, and you will be able to collect the bleed from the area.
I'll just
you
whisper
definitely
to
reduce it
Ari.
down.
I'll just
Do what?
whisper to Ari quietly so nobody hears him. Do you think she'd maybe learned my trick? Accidentally, like I did? I'm starting to think she
Do you have
might have got.
sense?
I have sense, yes.
Go ahead and roll it.
Okay.
The red star. Yep.
I will
Wait,
tell you, it is
that James?
a possibility.
Hmm?
Yeah, that was I think it was Jake that rolled the sense.
No, I did, Aldrich.
Oh, sorry.
Okay,
That's what I was saying. It's like, did you think she maybe learned my trick?
It's
Or a trick like mine?
so you studying it, knowing how your bleed works.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It feels somewhat similar, but it'd be like talking about distant cousins. It's not quite the same, but there is some similarities.
Yeah, I'll sort
Something
of...
feels similar, but it's not the same.
Right, I think she's accidentally taken herself somewhere else.
It's a possibility, but that's why I'm collecting the bleed from this home.
Mm-hmm. I think she's accidentally went somewhere. Hopefully she's went somewhere nice and comfortable like I did the first time.
Not everyone is as lucky as you.
I'll just...
The
well,
books
that is true, and I'll just sort of wink.
The books that have kind of the most residual bleed on them, there's a heavy book with no jacket, and there is a bookmark in it. The book itself is a dense academic tome of pedagogy, and the bookmark is a permission slip for the lower stacks of the college library. You also find a heavily dog-eared copy of The Adventures of Captain Calico Jack.
And that's a library book?
Mm-hmm.
I get a really... my blood starts boiling basically at all the dog ears. But I try to calm down.
Well, but that one is actually not a library book. That one is a personal book.
That's why I said, is it a library book? Because that's something I would get angry about.
Roll for rage and start...
As you start looking at it, raging, a bookmark falls out of The Adventures of Captain Calico Jack.
I will pick it up.
All right. As you're looking at it, you find that she has been granted a very, very rare access to the a specific room in the low security section of the lower stacks, which is kind of the off-limits section of the library.
That's strange, right? If they're not magically inclined, they shouldn't be there.
Well, and you would know that that particular part of the library is dedicated to housing extremely rare or purportedly dangerous books.
Can I look at this bookmark to see who granted her permission to go there?
The head librarian.
That ass.
Which is the only one that can give her that permission. The permission, the book that she was authorized to view is titled "The Atlas of Imagined Lands."
Uh-oh. I'm just putting two and two together here. It's like, oops.
Yeah.
I'll sort of... Did you see what page of the book that bookmark fell out of?
If you go back and you start looking, it's obviously a page that of the story that has been read multiple times, and it is one of the sailing adventures of Calico Jack.
Yep. Does it happen to say where he's sailing to at this particular page, a moment?
It's in the middle of the sea. It's a day of...
Don't tell me that. That's not good. I think you know where I'm going with this. Is there somewhere like dry and safe you happen to have been reading about?
Nope.
I sort of quail a bit and go, yeah, I don't want to say in front of Ladybird and the younger brother. Oops. I'm just going, oh dear.
Mhm.
You probably pick up that I'm looking at this. I'm looking at the room. You just see the penny dropping as I think I've figured out what the silly girl has done.
Yeah, and meanwhile, my face is just like a blank slate. I know what you're thinking, but I am hiding it better. And I'm like, we will take the library books back to the library. If you don't mind, I want to study this book as well. And I will
Can you
return it
collect
to
those
you.
books?
Yeah.
All right.
Just
And,
so I can maybe find a hint where your daughter has gone to.
James, was there any interactions that you had wanted to do here? Was that horrific?
No, I don't think so. I think that we can find out more, perhaps the library, by investigating this Calico Jack.
Before leaving, I will talk to the kid
Okay.
and start talking backwards as well. And like, it was nice to meet you.
He stops and goes, "You speak Leonard's language? Only my sister could figure that one out."
And I speak gibberish again and say, I do.
He's absolutely ecstatic about that. And he's going on in gibberish, and he's like, "You understand all that?" Is what Ladybird is saying.
Yes, ma'am. It's quite easy, but I don't think your little kid want me to ruin the mystery behind his way of talking.
He spoke it for last year or so now, ever since she started looking into these books. Alicia.
See. And I will ask the kid in gibberish, can you talk this language without tying, or are you just every
It
time?
took a long time to learn.
Yeah. She will say that to his mother. He took a long time with his sister to learn his language, but it's he's doing it quite well.
He seems to almost be able to speak it fluently.
Yeah, and I have a hard time. I need to think about every word, what it's in backwards, so I'm really slow, but I am talking to him in the same way.
And then he starts. He looks over at Aldrich and starts and gives a kind of a giggle. And then he reaches into his pocket and pulls out that coin that you were playing with and goes, "Leonard, got you," and he hands it back to you.
I'm just like,
"You're very sure nobody had touched your pocket?"
"Young man, you're a master. I think you've earned this, and Leonard have earned this. I just keep hold of me while we go and do our work, and we will see you soon. Hopefully with some great news."
"Yes, my sister needs to come home."
Yes,
I
she
will
does.
ask the little boy, do you think I can talk to Leonard as well?
He doesn't like it when adults talk to him.
That's too bad. I would have loved to meet him. But if he doesn't...
Don't step on his feet next time.
Yes, of course. I'm so sorry, Leonard. And I will take my leave.
So you go out. I'm assuming...
So I'll take a couple of books each under our arms, and we're heading back to the library.
Yeah,
and I hope...
you've got about 10 books. She must be very reputable with the library, because not very many people are known to get, upwards of 10 books out of a library. So basically, you are heading from the South Soffit to over here to 1, which is the Briar College.
once we're outside the house, and I'm just like, see, this is what happens. You don't tell people magic's real. See this whole keeping magic secret. This is what happens. People find it accidentally and they end up in the middle of the ocean. How are we going to tell her she's shark bait? This is bad.
Then you really got to the wrong conclusion. It's called illusion magic for nothing. I think she actually went into her own dream.
Yeah, and probably nowhere good.
But it does mean that she is walking the thin line between this reality and the imaginary reality.
Yeah, and this is why people need to know about this stuff. Keeping this all secret doesn't help, because then people accidentally stumble on it and get themselves in trouble.
The kid's imaginary friend, however, got my interest as well. Because if the sister is in the imaginary realm, the friend of the brother could possibly reach her. But alas, apparently I stepped on its toes.
Harpatka, would you give us a survey roll as y'all are walking and arguing back and forth towards Briar Green?
Oh, also, you really didn't understand the kid. It was quite easy what he was talking about.
Yeah, not my field. I deal with what's in front of me.
Well, he was
I don't like
talking
going to-
backwards. So next time, just switch around the words.
That's perfect for you, of course, talking backwards and sideways, you librarians and secret keepers and circle people. Yeah, that of course you'd understand perfectly.
No, don't.
Y'all
feel
pick up the tail.
Just
From the
because
moment you walked out of the house, you've been noticing these three guys kind of following.
I noticed nothing. I am not that.
Yeah, y'all are arguing back and forth.
Yeah, this has been an ongoing debate for years.
But the
About the form of
explorer
the circle and
almost immediately picked up on the fact that someone has been following y'all.
Could I roll a move to try and shake them?
If Harpatka passes that information on to you, or if you wanted to roll yourself a survey.
Guys, just stop it. Actually, continue to act normally, like nothing's
That's like
happening
saying
at all. But
that's like saying, don't look at the
Can you
pink elephant.
believe she would dog ear books? Who does that?
guys,
Well, that book was hers. That one was not part of the.
That doesn't matter. She book ears. She
but
dog
people,
ears books.
That's kind of a yesterday problem. We have a today problem, and
I know
a
you said
now
that
problem.
naturally.
There's somebody following us.
I get
think,
that.
I think he has a scar over his left eye that goes all the way down, unless there was somebody else following us, and that was just a coincidence.
When did we become so exciting?
You have an obscure lore here, so if you wanted to make a survey along with that, I don't know if you have survey. You have survey. Focus along with that.
I will.
With the gilded. Didn't you spend a point earlier?
I have like 5.
Yes, but now you have 6.
Oh, right. Yay!
So, you're thinking back and you're going, scar above the left eye? Isn't that like one of the South Soffit cane runners? They sell bundles of scarlet to various businesses. Scarlet is this tree that grows out in the forest that the bark can be turned into a drink that is kind of like a beer, but it's also hallucinogenic.
And that is also why I've never joined that guild before, because, I mean, any guild name that starts with Scar means that you have to actually get one on your body.
Hey, I have one. There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, but that was an accident, and I apologized for it profusely at the time.
I know.
Yeah, they're staying about a block behind, but I mean, you speed up, they speed up. You slow down, they slow down.
So
They are.
I look to our teleporter. Can you teleport others with your ability?
How many bleeds do you want?
I've never tried, but how far away are we from the library?
I mean, you're on public streets. It's pretty much a straight shot. It's actually not too far. You get down to the Briar Green grounds, and you get over to the library is kind of in the center of that area.
But we want to shake them. So maybe go into a shopping district and shake them there.
We are a bunch
You're basically on the college campus.
Yeah, we're an
They stand out worse
university
than you do.
carrying
What?
books.
Could I make a move so that maybe I know a shortcut?
Yeah, that would be under. Let's see.
Shortcuts tend to be down
move.
dark alleys.
If you wanted to do a move to kind of figure out a way to increase the distance between your group and theirs, maybe create some dissonance in the other people walking to force them to slow down or something along those lines.
But do we not want to perhaps try to figure out why they're following us? Or
It's
take
probably something to do with the books we're carrying.
So you guys kind of get mixed into the crowd a little bit, forcing them to go through the crowd as well. And by the time you get towards the center of the college campus, you no longer see them.
I think they got better at hiding.
They saw that you were carrying books and heading towards the college, and so
Yeah, we're not. I just sort of go. We're not going anywhere secret.
Yeah, but
The
these
university.
books, I will explain, are from a hidden room in the, a secure room in the library. If they want these books, they need to get permission, and no one gets permission that easily. I'm really confused that actually this kid got so many.
well,
And that
not
he
all
took
people
them.
were from that area, and she had access to that book. She
Yes.
didn't have that book.
Well, it's like the reserve section. You don't take it out.
Yes. But I mean, it'd be like going to the Miskatonic University and getting a chance to look at the Book of the Dead or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
In my experience, books can be very dangerous things.
I'll weigh mine up. The ones, I'm just sort of weighing a couple up in my hand. Yeah, they can be, can't they?
I mean, you could whack somebody pretty good with it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why as I'm just weighing it up, going, if needs be. Let's just get into the library.
More dangerous than rocks.
But what I'm wondering about, I cannot get it out of my mind. Why would you talk air books? And did that kid steal your coin?
He's being playful. It's stealing. That's such a very black and white term to say stealing. You know, he was demonstrating how clever he was. Always very
He is from
judgmental,
South
you
Soft,
librarians, aren't you?
I'd
Always
like to
ready
be
to
clever
judge
too.
people. Yeah, being clever is good. Being clever keeps you alive at times. Should we get inside somewhere with doors and locks and guards?
Yes, we need to
Why would we
question the
want to go to
library.
jail?
Well, not that extreme. I was just thinking the library, it's...
We need to talk to the head librarian and one of the teachers. So
As you walk in, one of the library assistants points towards a desk where you're supposed to return the books. They won't let you come any further in with the books that you're carrying.
I give her a glare.
She's like,
I know where they go. I work here as well.
and she points again, just to be a smart aleck.
Sure, Miss Shaw will appreciate your due diligence, but go away.
He says, if you keep that up, I'll summon the head librarian.
Please do, because that's who we're going to see. You. What is wrong with you? Did you fail your exams? Are you trying to get extra brownie points? What are you at, kid?
Now, Now, listen here. This person is just doing their job. And at this point, I'd like
You're not
to
supposed to
actually
bring
say,
in books and then carry them into the library. You have to turn them in over here.
no,
No.
I know, but I have a more
Is
important
there something
question.
wrong with one of the books?
It's dog ears. Can you believe it?
No, that book belonged to her. None of the other ones were dog-eared.
I know. I'm trying to
Oh,
decide.
she's all-
Actually, I'll just
she's like,
you know
looking
what?
through it. There is
Call the
no
head
dog-eared.
librarian, please do. Right now.
She goes
I'd
over
like to-
behind the desk and she gets out the very, very brand new looking telephone thing and dials on it. Has to hang up and try again. Yes.
I'd like to
There-
ask
there
her
are
a
some
question.
rather rude people here wanting to see you.
I'll snatch the thing off and go, "Hi, darling, we're back.
Also,
Your assistant's being a bit naughty. Can we come up? We're carrying books that are important."
You can hear the eye roll.
Hmm?
You can hear the eye roll.
the assistant or the head?
No, probably both.
That's my brain.
The assistant's probably just sitting there going,
I will also take the telephone from you and say, you know I work here, right? But who is she thinking that's telling me what to do?
Y'all actually don't work on the same shift, so.
"No, I think I've just."
And,
you know.
and apparently this one's name is Karen.
Yeah. Oh my god,
course
I
it
hate
is.
it.
I'll just go, "See you soon, my dear." And I'll hang up and I'll just pat the go, "Well done, Karen, you got the manager." Pat her in the head.
Okay. So, so Dr. Artemis Huxley is the head librarian, or chief librarian. So you go ahead and go straight up to the office. The chief librarian office is spacious. It's a mahogany-lined room, top floor of the college library. Wide desk lined with trinkets, both scientific and spiritual, including a small working Stirling engine, as well as several religious icons from faraway places. The walls are decorated almost to the point of overcrowding with maps, diagrams, and what looks like star charts or arcane sigils. A small working area is reserved on the desk and is kept immaculately clear. The area includes a small calendar, a writing pad, and a bleed detector. When you walk in, he looks down at the bleed detector and looks back at you. You guys have been naughty.
We have been naughty?
He points down to the bleed detector. Yep,
It's been a busy day.
obviously. Did you happen to find anything about Alicia?
Yes, she probably disappeared into her own imaginary world.
He pauses. Wouldn't happen to have anything to do with the book she was looking at, would
Yes,
it?
I
Oh,
think
boy.
so. And now we need to look at the same book.
Hmm.
Is
If it
there?
helps, I have a permission slip, and I show him his own permission slip.
I hate when those things come back to bite you.
Who's the naughty one?
I went nowhere. I knew
Really?
enough not to go in that book.
Yeah,
I
you
thought
showed somebody the door, didn't you? That's as bad. You may as well give her a push.
She came to me highly recommended from one of her professors. Something about a book series that she was studying, and she thought this book might have some clues into it.
Well, she probably figured something out, but now we have a bleed issue on our hands.
This one is considered one of the least problematic books in the whole area. It's in the low security area. I didn't even think there was anything in it that could cause anything like this.
Perhaps it was misclassified given the events that we're investigating.
Well, she disappeared. I was afraid somebody took her. There's been some weird people hanging around.
Yeah, we've
Could it
noticed.
be?
We've had security run off some mobster-looking guys a couple times now.
Yeah, I think
Could it
they'll
be
come
this
after us.
particular copy? Instead of just a book in general, this particular copy?
I mean, I guess it's possible.
Either way, I need to
But-
see the book she has been reading.
He pulls out a thing and scribbles out another permission, hands it to Adi. Says, "Go take it out. Go take a look. I've got some things I need to take care of real quick.
No, I
If you're
think
still
my
here, I'll be
friends
down."
still need some questions for you.
Oh, okay.
And
Sits on the edge of his desk.
I will take Harpatak with me.
Just call me Jake. It's okay.
I take Jake with me to look at the book while the other guys get to question the librarian.
Right. All the books were brought back. Well, we just set them on a table in this room rather than carrying them around.
He shakes his head. Here, hand them back here. I'll take them downstairs.
How about we keep them here first, because there's obviously a connection.
Flips through. I mean, this is all about language and grammar. Some interesting ideas.
Is language and grammar important in the spellcasting business?
Yes. But most of the spells would be in old fair, not new fair.
What happens if somebody translates from old fair to new fair? As an academic exercise and maybe accidentally sends
As an
himself-
academic exercise, I mean, old fair kind of sounds like it's backwards and sideways.
We've encountered that recently.
In one of the books, she's starting to flip through another one.
Yeah, your top student has been teaching her younger brother the art of that language, and actually the younger brother appears to be quite good at it.
And she reaches over and pulls this tome off. It's a leather-bound thing that doesn't have anything. It's got what looks like runic characters on it. She says, "This."
I'm like, I look at the other. Sorry, I forget your card. James. I look at James. Go. Does it look like that?
I mean, so he flips over a couple pages and starts reading off. It doesn't sound anything like what the kid was saying.
Right, not
Or
quite that.
thereabouts. The bleed
Probably
detector,
to make
by the
confusion
way,
that, you know,
spiked for a second.
reading stuff, you know, as in, it probably tells I'm not an academic.
Reading fairy
stuff
tales.
seems like a bit of a chore, only to be
I
done
don't
absolutely
understand how
necessary.
I don't understand how the fairy tales could have anything to do with old fair. These fairy tales are not as old as old fair. The
However,
stories of Calico Jack are from, well, before the war, but not old fair and old. We're not talking thousands of years.
no, but don't stories evolve over time from previous stories? And if somebody's maybe researching
I mean,
for the story behind the story,
I guess that could happen.
well, something's happened. We've had a
Things obviously
person
happen.
decide to disappear into somewhere else that all you magic people don't even know about, yet you just play about with this stuff and hide it. And don't put warning signs out that it exists.
She came to me as a superlative student of folklore. Professor, and she names a name, gave her a high recommendation and asked if she could look at a couple of books in the lower stacks. The last I saw of Alicia, they were studying a tome of, actually an old fair and tome of stories, also in the lower stacks, about 2 days ago. And then and then of course the book that we were talking about, the one that I gave her permission last time to see. This is actually her second one, and she goes digging through a file and pulls up. Here's the first one. She spent almost 6 months looking at that thing.
You think she's taken herself into, and I'll just point, one of these? And if she has, who do we speak to get her out? Because kind of not my department. I can deal with here and now and roundabouts, but
Sharp didn't send you here?
she did, because you clever people obviously.
So you are the one that's going to get her back.
I cock my head and just look and go, oh, is that the way it is? You mess up, you let people have access to strange magical keys to strange places. I'm the one that has to learn all this stuff quickly and figure it out and solve your problem for you. Is that what we're doing?
Sounds better than what I was thinking.
Oh, what were you thinking? Were you thinking?
But anyway.
Can you think?
He was thinking about covering things up downstairs. That's why I'm getting you guys.
He was thinking about ripping up a couple of permission slips.
Yeah.
Yes. And that's why you guys are burning him.
Universe.
No, that's what fire is for. You heard of gaslighting?
Why do you think you guys are looking after this guy while we are going downstairs to see him?
Yeah.
We can find more permission slips.
Well, he just handed you the other one.
A new one, yeah. To get down there.
Well, no, you had the one from her second one. He showed the first one that she actually got.
Yeah.
Which was a different book, which she apparently studied for quite a long time.
Harry, but, there's something that's troubling me about all of this. I mean, you were there when you heard the brother speak. He was so good at it. I don't think he understood the words he was saying, but he kind of was very fluent when he spoke. Do you think he accidentally sent his sister away and is now talking to an imaginary friend out of guilt? Or, I mean, perhaps he knows more than he seems. You saw he was very difficult to reach or speak to until Aldrich performed, that, hidden coin game and stuff that he's, always playing with and stuff like that, And then when he drops it, he pretends as if it was on purpose and stuff like that. He's really good at that kind of stuff.
It's certainly possible. It's worth investigating, I think.
You got no bleed off of him. You got no bleed off of him. Of that, you were sure.
Only bleed in the bedroom. We could have flipped over the mattress, but I was just focused on getting a sample of the bleed and making it less terrible in the room, so people won't get transformed into magicians like you did.
Yeah, it's just a headache. You get sent these missions, all of a sudden have responsibilities.
Sorry about that. You get down into the lower stack, and there's a half gated area. There's some desks. There's a person sitting behind the desk, and then there is a full caged behind them where it goes from floor to ceiling. You're not able to get through it, and it is locked.
Sorry, can I just clarify the composition of the group? Well, all haven't went down. We're split up, isn't that correct?
Currently, y'all said you were split up.
Yep. So who's with me? I'm on my own.
James.
James is either with you or he was telepathically answering my thought when I was speaking to Harry.
All right.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm with you.
Okay, just so I don't jump in or accidentally at the same time.
Ah, you're there. You're gone. How does he do that?
Well, he is an illusionist,
You get down to the desk, they get up, they walk over to that little half wall or half fenced area. They ask you for your permission slip.
I show it
She knows,
to
she
them.
knows you. Chief Librarian's all up in an uproar today, isn't he?
Yeah, it happens. Someone actually docked here some books, and now all hell's loose. So I'm here to check on the books they checked earlier.
Okay. Well,
Go
first
to
he
your
wants it
place.
closed. Now he wants to open it. Wish he'd make up his mind. She looks at your thing. Yeah, everything's good. Hands it back to you. Opens the little gate. That one's not locked, but then she goes back and she has to pull out this old skeleton key and then open the door. It's quite a serious lock, and lets you in. She takes the key out with it unlocked since y'all are in there. It says, "I'll be gone in about half an hour to go get lunch, but someone will be down here. Let them know when you're ready. I'll leave it unlocked to let you in." She puts a sign up that says that the two of y'all are in there. Basically, a little chalkboard that she puts the number 2 on it, and she hangs it. 2 people in the stacks. Please only go into and she points at the tops of the boards, and there's these little green signs that says you're allowed in the green area.
Thank you.
I quickly look around for a yellow and a red area.
There's several colors that are down here in the lower stacks. So the lower stacks are basically like a large central circular room filled with displays, and then there are these little alcoves where you see these signs. Several of them near the front are green. They go into other colors. There is a large catalog at the front of each one that shows the inventory of each alcove, and you find the ones that you are looking for. The entire underground area does glow with modern electricity, although you can see where they have added the wiring and the piping for the wiring. It was something that was added after the fact.
I will make sure the doors close before Jake runs off into the other areas we're not supposed to be in.
Well, because if we have access to it, so did they. I'm wondering, are you able to detect different types of bleed? Maybe if you get a sense, if you could sense the same type that you discovered in the room, we might be closer.
I will try to sense it.
Okay. Roll that sense.
Focus, right?
Sense.
Sense.
That's it's under intuition.
Focus.
It's on the right-hand side.
Nice.
Ooh, look at 6.
Wow.
So yes, there are multiple, and in fact, the sections in the back, you're picking up their bleed from here. Some of it is very strong, and some of it seems very dangerous.
I will point out the dangerous ones to Jake, just in case, so he won't go off in that direction.
And then you start getting more of a sense of what's going on here. In most of the green, you are not detecting any bleed, but there is the slightest of tendrils of bleed coming from the one that you were expecting to find your book.
I will
It
point.
is very, 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 very light, almost not detectable. If you weren't looking for it, you would not have found it.
I will take that book out.
So you go and you find the book, and it is the one that had been mentioned earlier. The permission slip.
I told you, books can be very dangerous things. That Aldrich, he doesn't believe me. He thinks it's just good for throwing at people. But these things are really dangerous.
Oh yeah, especially that one over there and that one over there. You know, especially the one that just opened the door. Me.
Do you think they misclassified a book then and put it in the green section where it really should have been in a different color?
The Atlas of Imagined Lands is the one that has that ever so slightly tendril of energy coming off of it.
When we examine the book, like
and its neighbor book is also the one that is the other book that she was allowed to look at.
we're not in the room when they were told 2 books were looked
Okay.
at.
So go ahead and give me a focus roll.
Okay. Another
And
6.
with a 6, okay.
Nice.
You're flipping through the first one she had looked through. It is filled with grim, ancient children's tales, like the original Brothers Grimm.
These are not good tales, Jake.
And the book you're looking at is actually a translation of Old Baron, and it is inscribed as such. And in the as you're looking through it, and you realize the 2 are actually a set. And once you get into the second book, you find among the final pages there is an incantation, and the incantation reads as follows: drift off into the realm of stories themselves. As you continue to look at it, you flip it over, and there is a final incantation which is said to reverse the process, returning the reader to the material world. From what you can tell, Alicia has put penciled notings on the first incantation. What she has written is the entire incantation in reverse.
Yeah, thought so.
She has made no incantations on the second incantation. It's like she didn't find it.
Maybe she thought the book would come with her when she transported and would have an opportunity to use it for the way back.
But what if it's not a set of 2 books, but actually a set of 3 books?
Like that father and the son and something.
I look through the shelves. Do I see a 3rd book of this?
Make a focus roll. Actually, with your success, I'll go ahead and go. We'll just use that one that you made since you did such a good job. No, there is not a 3rd one.
Then we probably need to go to this.
You would know through your understanding of lore that with the color scheme of the leather that they used, this is like a yin-yang thing. There's only 2 parts.
I will take the 1st book as well with us, just in case the reverse incantation is actually in the 1st book.
You found the reverse one. You kept going. Her notes, her penciled notes in the book, which she actually wrote in the book on that page where the incantation is.
Mm-hmm.
And she wrote the reverse. She wrote the incantation in reverse on the first page. She made no notes on the other one, which was just a couple more pages past.
So it could be that she didn't realize that the reverse incantation was on the other page, and she just figured if she reverses it, the text will reverse the outcome.
Yep, I'm guessing that as well. But that means she is stuck in her own fairy tale without a way out.
Is it possible that somebody go in to rescue her by using the same incantation?
I think we need to, yes. But
now,
without
who shares the same fairy tale as her? And I say the brother.
Oh, why would you send in another innocent child?
Why would I use myself for that instead? And he's very good at reading.
We're not sending in an innocent child into a dangerous world of pirates.
We can't send in a criminal to go in and do it. Who could tell what that criminal would do to the girl?
Let's head back to our Elizabeth.
Yeah, this place
You copy down the other
smells
incantation.
down here.
Oh, I actually want to take the book with us.
They will not let the book out.
Damn. Then yes, I will take out a piece of paper, write down both incantations, and erase her pencil drawings in there.
I mean, that was actually a common thing back in the day of people writing.
I
in pencil
know,
on
but if anyone else reads this, they get transported into their fantasies as well.
Ah, okay.
No,
So you erase
no,
it.
but they still read the.
Yeah,
You
You
but
can
the
still read the
normal way.
incantation, but the incantation does not anywhere say that you have to read it in reverse. She figured that out.
And if you read it in reverse, then you go into your fantasy. But if I leave the notes that actually says the incantation in reverse, anyone who would read it out loud would get sent or sucked.
You know, this might be
Which-
nuanced and subtle, but I don't believe that reciting the incantation in reverse is actually what sends you into your imaginary land. I think what the incantation in reverse does is it causes your imaginary land to become real.
Same thing. We don't want any more people going
I
in.
said it was a subtle difference.
Yeah.
It's very academic, I know, but we are in a library.
I appreciate it. As a librarian, I congratulate you on the subtle difference.
Gentlemen, y'all are up on the floor with the chief librarian. Y'all are hearing a commotion downstairs at the front of the library.
Shall we go see what's happening?
Oh,
Your
yes,
three
I think we
goons are
should.
standing there
I think that's our
arguing.
friends who followed us.
That are arguing
I suspect
with the,
so.
yeah, they are arguing with the front assistants that about, and that the front assistants are trying to block their way down to the lower stacks. They are not allowed to go down there without permission, and they are getting agitated. You see, the one in the back is pulling a billy club out. He's fixing to attack one of the assistant librarians.
Right.
I'm gonna just take out my cane and kind of put it in front of me so they notice that I have something right ready.
And they are going to look at you and they go, ah, there you are. The one that's been doing most of the arguing, I guess you could say. So looks directly at you and says, so where exactly is she?
Who?
The girl.
Name?
Alice. Something like that.
We're on campus.
Um,
Well, this ain't Wonderland.
is pig grease really a good look? Did somebody tell you that looks good on you?
He looks at you. Yeah, looks fine.
You think so? Honestly, I'd have a check again. You honestly walk into places looking like that, and then you wonder why people don't like you?
Like me, just like me. Get out my way or we thump you.
No, you're not going to do that.
The other one beside him, the one with the star, is now reaching into his jacket.
I just take my
And
cloak.
the assistant librarians are now getting out of there.
Understandable.
They're running to the back, and one of them is heading for where another desk is with a phone.
That works.
Can I use Read to kind of get an idea of what's going on here just a little bit more than the blatant.
Yeah, sure. So this Emiliano character is definitely someone's gopher. He's well dressed, which means he's a well-paid gopher, but he is definitely someone's gopher. He is not the person in charge, but he is well enough up the totem pole to probably know some of the things going on.
Are you a fighter?
He looks at you. No, I'm 11.
Oh, sorry, I was not the other. I was,
The other two snicker.
yeah, the lover of Greece, by the looks of things. What I want to do is just take my cloak and the one that's about to pull his belly club, I want to sort of throw it over the top of his head.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Is that going to be a move?
Sure. That sounds like a move. Unless you have something better, if you wanted to use control or strike, if you have that better.
No.
Okay. Move is your thing. Go for it.
Yeah, I think that's about the best I can offer here. So that's.
Oh, with a 6.
Nice.
Oh yeah, so I just cloak right on top of his head, wrap it around.
Yeah. So Scarface just got covered, and he's all like, "Whoa, who turned off the lights?" Yeah, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Sorry, is James a fighter?
Hmm?
No.
So
no.
lover then.
James
Yeah.
a fighter.
Well, could you go love on the other? Let's try and get the heavies out of the way so we can have a more balanced conversation because Greaseball here thinks he's in charge.
So let's see, James. You don't have control. You don't have strike. You have bending spoons.
Does that work in
Yeah.
belly clubs?
You do have move. Why that's not
Does he have taunt?
No.
You could use move to be defensive, keep them coming at you, but missing you.
That's. I'll make myself a target with going
Expecting them
forward.
to try to swing at you, and they basically you become the Jackie Chan dodging everything kind of thing.
Yep, that's the goal.
Okay.
So
Oh,
I
the
want to
six
casually bop this guy in the head, seeing if
They clock
wrap
you a
them.
little bit.
Yeah, I want to bop this guy in the head and put him to sleep for a minute.
Ooh. So with a
Ooh.
2, so you're like dodge, whack right upside the head. You take one body.
You start headbutting this fist with your face.
What can I say? You blocked it really well. It was just with the side of your head. So you're spinning there for a second, and yeah. So Aldrich, you're sitting there going, yes. Oh no. Emilio actually chuckles as he just sits back
I'll just say,
proceeds to pull a
he's
cigarette out.
trying.
and then look around and realize where he is and puts it back into his thing and puts it back up. Like he was going to light up and just watch the fight. And then decides not to do that in the library.
Yeah. Like I said, the one I've wrapped around his head, I want to bop him and put him to sleep.
Okay.
So I was thinking cool under pressure.
Okay.
Use a cunning for a strike because I'm not a fighter, so I'm just taking advantage of the fact that I've distracted him enough and got him kerfuddled because there's no way I'm beating him in a fair fight.
Okay. Let's see.
I don't even know his stats, but I know I'm not beating him in a fair fight.
All right. And you're spending cunning. How many were you kind of spending?
Hang on, how many cunning do I have? Cunning
You have
guys,
6.
Right, I don't want to permanently, I just want to knock him out.
Okay.
So would 2 be over? I don't want to overkill it, obviously.
2 would give you 2 temporary strike to spend, or control. Your choice.
Right, okay, I'll take 2 then.
Okay, there's 1, there's 2, and
Alright.
you're like. So there you go. Go ahead and spin those 2
I got
strikes.
a big flurry with a cape. I've wrapped it around him, and he's all confuddled, so I just want to bop him in the back of the head.
Okay.
Knock him out.
So go ahead and just roll that strike there. That's the 2.
How did oh, there it is, right. Boink.
And you hit with a 5. Okay, go ahead and take that back down to 0. All right, so, and you chose, well, it wasn't a gilded die, so, but yeah, you whack him 1, he goes down. He's instantly unconscious. He's a minion, so 1 hit, he's down.
So I'll flurry with a cape and just put it back on and go, Anyway, and just try and make it all as if
Emiliano's applauding you. He's like, that was cool.
Thank you. Just, don't come in with threats. Why are you coming in with threats? That's totally unnecessary. Things like this happen.
Yeah.
It's a library.
And the other one has clocked you pretty good. Are you going to take another swing at him, or is someone else going to take a swing at him?
I mean, if I'm
Kick him in the
there,
bits.
I'm just
Emiliano just kind of reaches out and puts his hand on him. Down, boy.
Yeah, I just thought that we were still in the library.
Yeah,
Y'all are. You're in the entryway, and they're not afraid to apparently attack somebody in the entryway of the library.
but we're downstairs, Jake and I.
Yeah,
y'all are
user
downstairs.
edit.
Yes.
But y'all are finishing up with what y'all were doing and starting to head up.
Mm-hmm.
And while you're going up those stairs, you're hearing this going on. In fact, you probably get to the top of the stairs just in time to see poor James is just kind of doing the stunned step for a second. Whoa, because he just got clocked right inside the head.
Oh man, Ari, look at that. I mean, we're downstairs working hard and everything, trying to discover what's going on. And Aldrich's up there doing another performance. Jeez. I mean, this guy, every chance to perform.
Emiliano is clapping, and one of the other guys is down on the ground, unconscious.
Look at that. Amazing. Look.
So
I've never seen him do that trick before. I'll have to ask him about it.
Yeah, I'll just go. I'm glad you praised it. Now, can we maybe start from the beginning?
Sure. He kind of leans back, puts his hands across his chest.
Okay, so who are you looking
You were
for?
going to tell me where this Alicia person is, and I was going to go be on my way.
That's the slight problem. That's kind of why we're here, because we kind of don't know ourselves.
Can I ask?
So what you're saying is I should go ask the family where they are.
No,
Sure.
well, you see, the family don't know either because they have asked us to find out where she is.
Which is why we followed you. That's what we figured, is you guys have got a
Okay.
good idea.
So, good sir,
My
why
boss
do
wants to
you...
know where she is.
But
He saw
why
her
are you
where she
looking
was
for her?
supposed to be.
But why are you looking for her? Maybe
The
that's
boss-
the reason why she's went away.
The boss saw her in some place she ain't supposed to be.
Would you mind if we accompany you to your boss? I think that would all clear this up all easy peasy without any issue.
I don't think the boss is into entertaining folks.
Well, then you have a problem because we're
Yeah.
not really going anywhere then. Or tell you anything because I really don't talk to flunkies.
Respectfully, what my colleague here, Sarah is her name. What she's trying to say is that perhaps if we went straight up to speak to your boss, we could take care of this without the middleman. You, of course, could be in the room as well. I mean, we're sure you want to be around and know what's happening, of course. No disrespect intended at all.
You tell me where to find her, and I won't shoot you, as he reaches into his jacket.
We don't know.
You don't know or don't want to tell me?
Second one.
Don't know.
I think
Sorry,
I'm gonna
before
have to shoot
my
somebody to find
excitable
out.
friends jumped in, we're kind of still on the job.
Which is why we don't mind talking to you, because we get paid by the hour, of course. But the issue is that we're investigating. That's why we're here. Maybe if we pool our resources, like you tell us why your boss is looking for her, we tell you what we kind of
She's
found
where
up
she's
to
not
now.
supposed to be.
Hmm?
The boss says she's not where she's not supposed to be when he lost her. We were going to go talk to the family and saw you.
Did she see something traumatic maybe that might have caused her to go away?
The boss is the boss. We don't ask questions.
No, of course, that's why we should meet with the boss. We do. We ask a lot of questions. That's what investigators do. We investigate.
Well, I'll take that investigation to the boss.
I am not.
He may just tell us to come back and shoot you. Good luck. Hey, you done taking a nap down there? Kicks him.
We'd hate to have you come back twice. So perhaps there's another way we could solve this amicably. I mean, if your boss doesn't like to entertain, we can go to a restaurant together, someplace where he doesn't have to entertain, or, we could find another ground. Our treat, of course, we're buying, we're inviting, and you too, and your friend.
Him? Nah. He'd probably get fired.
He just needs an ice pack. He'll be fine. There's no reason to put him on fire.
That's another good idea. Thanks. Boss ain't gonna be too keen on meeting people he don't know.
That's why we make introductions.
You already know her. She's Sarah. I mean, there you go.
To be honest, we don't need the flunkies to go to the boss, We already know which guild they're part of.
Really?
We're just in this library. Haven't you read this book, How to Make Friends and Influence People? Because you're not doing that right now.
I am not
How to
good
Make
at
Friends
it.
and Influence People. Sounds like one of those books in the lower stacks.
I agree.
Right, I suppose
I will ask him if he wants to meet with you, and then I will find you again. It's not like we were hard to find the first time.
like we're hiding?
There is something that's called a telephone. Now,
Yes.
if you want, I can give you the number. Then you don't have to come all the way here.
That sounds interesting. Write down some digits, or where the operator can connect me to.
We're number 3.
The bookstore?
Yes.
Is the telephone directory about 6 pages? Is this how
Probably.
steampunk sort of pre-steampunk era?
Well, it's more of a you dial the operator connects you to the line that's,
The bookstore.
a bookstore. Yeah, it's one of the few places that actually has their own phone.
In fact, DT
All right.
was just here last month as well. Asked to borrow it.
I'm sure that's from a story somewhere.
My God, Jake, you're killing me.
He kicks the guy one
Name's
more time
Harpodka.
and the guy starts getting up. Right. All right. I'll call y'all tomorrow.
Good job. I'll pat the big lad in the back. Good job. As he
He
leaves.
looks over at you. Next time that cape ain't surviving.
I just sort of, no, but it's good velvet. And just away.
He kind of limps his way on out, and the other one looks over at you, and he's all like, with,
Aldrich, I have to say, I came up and I saw that last twirl, and it reminded me of a circle cape.
You have to think fast on your feet with dealing with these people. And I just sort of, knowing that they're gone, I just go, just sort of tap and pray, like, Oh, right. That got interesting very quickly.
Are you kidding? Those guys were lucky to walk away with their lives. That was amazing what you did.
Just showman. Just some people get overwhelmed by the performance. What can I say?
And James, the way you sacrificed your nose, unbelievable. That was brave.
He's like, yeah, that's exactly what I meant to do.
You did it well. Okay, so what has our young friend got
And
herself
you're
into?
muted if you're talking to us.
We
he's-
will talk about this at the bookstore because the ball seems to have airs, especially after your demonstration of illusionary magic.
Harry, we have free reign of this place. All the librarians left. Let's go discover. There are many different colors other than green, you know.
That's true.
The green ones have caused this whole problem. You want to go look at the red ones as well?
No, we're not talking about pills. We're talking about areas where the books are.
Yeah, but that's what he meant. Yeah, actually, the green one, we must reclassify it as orange at least.
Yeah,
Do you tell the librarian?
Yes.
He says, oh, wow. How come nobody caught that?
Well, no one disappeared yet, so
Oh, red. He looks at, oh, never mind.
yeah, it's at least orange, maybe red. Just reclassify it.
yeah, just
What do you mean
put it in.
nobody's
Don't put it
disappeared
in.
yet? Obviously, the painter that was supposed to change the color disappeared because he never did it.
I'll just move it to another area. I know exactly where it's going.
So, which area is it going?
He
Right.
sets it on his desk for both of them on his desk for the moment. He had them brought up and set on his desk.
So, one of especially sleight of hand could have taken both of the books.
Let's not.
Okay.
Let's go to the bookstore, and I think a cup of tea is in order. And
Okay.
And someone needs to
bread.
get their nose fixed.
So you go over to the bookstore. It's
Sorry, Jake. Apparently, those librarians didn't leave.
Ah,
it's in a small shop in the eaves. So you
Going to number 2 again, or number
go
3?
on. Well, except you're going to the top of number 2. So you're going into the top of number 2. The bookstore, sharp image. The bookstore.
Yeah.
And the little door thing rings. Tiffany comes over. She's rolling up with a tray of hot teas. And there's an ice pack sitting on it.
Aw, Tiffany, how did you know?
She looks out the window and looks back at y'all.
Oh, thank you, dear. I
Although
would
the
love.
time that it took for y'all to go from the window to the door was not enough to get hot tea in that ice pack. So,
Tiffany.
James, you were offered an ice pack for your nose, and you are, and then everyone else. You even have there's some nice, chamomile tea or something along those lines, and
just to take stock of what happens, I sort of asked Stefani, when it comes to, I don't know, people that like to hit things over the head with billy clubs, are you anyway handy?
I didn't follow the question. One more time.
When it comes to people that like to use billy clubs, are you anyway handy?
She looks around, thinks about it. She grabs a big book and shows it to you. Sets it back down.
It didn't.
Apparently, she has Jake's sensibilities on when it comes to books.
oh, Aldrich and her will get along just famously.
Not with me. If you damage those books,
Oh, right. So you can go fight the Neanderthals next time.
Oh, I have a
Angry
knife
things.
I can
I
summon.
understand now. You attack somebody with the book, and that's why the books are also called tombs.
That's clever.
Tiffany's digital or not optic, but light eyes just roll. She disappears. You don't see her. You don't know where she went.
I
Miss Star
have
comes
that
around the
effect
corner.
on people.
Tiffany, did you let? Oh, y'all are back.
So I'll
Yeah,
just like,
Elizabeth, we're back. Not good news.
Not good news. She didn't show back up yet. Then
Oh, she seems to have discovered old magic.
old magic.
But have
You mean
we
like-
ever considered that maybe it's not in her best interest to come back since the mob are after her?
The mob. Why would the mob
Let's-
be after her? I mean, what did she do to the mob? Is she using it to steal?
She witnessed something. She was in the wrong place and saw something she wasn't supposed to see.
Where exactly did she go?
I will start explaining about the books while drinking a cup of tea.
Okay.
And thus, this is the ritual basically to go there and come back. But she never wrote down the comeback spell, so I'm thinking she either didn't want to come back or she never saw it.
So she moved herself to someplace else, and she may not have a way back.
Yes. She moved herself into her own imagination, probably. Or one of the books she was reading.
however, if she does come back, she's going to have problems anyway.
But according to her mother, she was talking about taking a trip on the sea with the fictional character. So I'm thinking we have a pretty big chance he is at where we found the bookmark in the book.
Do you show her any of the things that you've collected so far?
Yes.
Okay. She will take the vial of the bleed and put it into a cabinet that has multiple layers of locks. She opens the main cabinet with a lock. She goes into one of the drawers with a lock. There is actually a small area inside that drawer that is actually closed with a lock. And I mean, so basically where she puts it is behind 3 different locks. And she closes it back up. She says, that will be interesting to study. I will send that on to the Candela Obscura's main office as soon as I can get a courier. These papers, and she's looking over the papers. Well, if this one has to be read backwards, chances are this one has to be read backwards as well. Have you started working on getting that formulated?
I
Because if
will.
you're going to go rescue her, you're probably going to need that ritual.
I will work on that immediately. I seem to have a knack for it. But there's still a matter of discussion that when she did use the spell, a lot of bleed got left behind. I got, of course, the vial, the portion of it.
I understand. She goes back to her cabinet. She unlocks it. She goes in and she hands you each a ward.
A what? Sorry?
A ward. It's a little pin that's got the Candela Obscura marking on it. So on
It
your
will soak up
inventory,
the bleed, basically.
it will soak 1 bleed.
And there were around 6 bleed in that room, you said?
You had taken a bleed, but it was a high. It was a high. It could have been worse. No, you hadn't taken a bleed. Other people had
No.
taken a bleed.
I did.
Did
you mark it off on my sheet, by the way?
To not take it. When you talk to her about the fact that you had contracted a bleed, she is going to then walk over to you, and that shadowy arm of hers reaches out, James, and you feel it pass into you, and it pulses. and your bleed is gone.
As is your heart.
And Harpatka, same thing. She reaches into you with that arm. It feels a little weird, but it pulses, and your bleed is just gone.
That's amazing. How did you do that?
Well, I can't do it too often, or I take my last skull.
Well, thank you for your service.
But over time, I can get rid of it.
I just hope the kid and the mother are not affected too much by the bleed in the house.
Well, with what you collected, I have a feeling you've gotten rid of most of whatever the problem was. Technically, it was probably, that bleed was probably there because it was her anchor.
Yeah.
So that may have been where she was intending to come back to. It
And
probably would
angry
have
that she
dissipated fairly quickly once she returned. But she didn't return until it was building.
Yeah. If we are to follow her wherever she went, by the way, Jake wanted to send in the brother.
Of course, Jake wanted to send the brother. If Jake sends the brother, he doesn't have to go.
But if we were to follow her, do you think we need to be in the room? Or any
I
other
think it's
place?
more based on the story. Do you know where she wanted to go?
Yes, I open up a page in the storybook. It's either the left or the right page, basically.
She looks through it and reads it. Well, if it had been my son, it would be this one. She reminds you that her son had died.
Yeah, I look away because I feel responsible for that.
Bad things happen.
Well, let's try and prevent another bad thing. I take it the plan is we're going to go in here, or do we all need to go, or one of us?
So, from what you have gathered, and from what I am understanding, you say the ritual to yourself, thinking about where you want to go, and it should put you there.
Yes, but guys, give me a second to at least translate the return message.
Oh, no rush. Trust me, there's no rush to do it. Just talking about what the plan
And
is.
she goes and she reaches into one of her shelves and she pulls down an old tome. Looks somewhat similar to what y'all had looked at, and she flips over. She says, "If this is anything close to this old Farron's spell, it works best at night."
I think so too. She disappeared at night, right?
That's my understanding. She was supposed to have gone to bed.
So I start on the translation, basically.
Mm-hmm. That would just be a
second
focus roll.
Oh.
And Jake, I know you said that you had a stopping time. Is that coming up?
A 6.
You're muted or something.
Sorry, that's we still have time wherever you think is a good place, anywhere between now and half hour.
Okay, all right.
But
All right,
is
so
anybody else here
you got a 6.
concerned?
You were able to perfectly copy it, and then you were able to write it phonetically so that everybody can say it.
Yeah,
So-
and I will make copies for everyone. Well, Jake is asking his question.
Yeah, but she said should take us there. My main concern is if it doesn't take us there, where does it take us?
To whatever you want to go to.
It's
So
This was obviously
basically,
her
Don't think of
dream.
the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
yeah. So basically, don't think about the Ghostbusters, or you will end up in the movie The Ghostbusters.
all right. No, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Gotcha.
Oh yeah,
Well,
that
that'd be
would
worse.
probably
That'd be
be a
much
place where
worse.
you would go.
Veruca, salt.
Should we all read the story so we're familiar? With the
If
story?
you read that page, the page that they're focusing on is one of just high adventure on the sea, going out and sailing. It's basically like a chase scene with another boat.
Yeah, me and boats, not the water, not.
Yeah, well,
not
do
sure.
you want to go visit the mob and sort that out then? So that when we
Water
get
sounds
back,
good. I like the water. That sailing is so good. Sailing is great.
But I know
high
you're not good in the
seas.
water. You go speak to the mob boss. You get that all sorted out for back. So I don't know if
So
you need
Jake,
to.
your problem is you accidentally glance at the next page where a kraken attacks the boat.
See, I know where the story goes. That's the problem.
Right. So you can deal with the mob because you don't know how that story's going to go.
No, mobs are taken care of. They're looking for some girl named Sarah. We're fine.
I think they're looking for the girl we're going to look for. I think you know that's the case. So just to make sure, if you go take out the entire mob, just get rid of that gang.
Take out the entire. What do you think my name is Aldrich?
Well, there's only one Aldrich, and that's I know it's an honor. If, I'll let you borrow it as a middle name if it makes you feel better.
And your cape? Can I have your fancy cape?
Sure, if that makes you feel good. And then you go, right, so basically what we need is the two henchmen, the boss, and the lackey. We need them all gotten rid of. And we'll go look for the girl.
Mostly, we don't really need to get rid of the mob, but you need to protect the family. They will go after the mother and brother next if we don't.
And they'll have guns, so you need to figure out how to get yourself a gun and learn how to use it. Or to catch bullets. One of the two,
Like,
whatever's
you need
easiest
a
for you.
gun? She opens the cabinet.
Yeah, so if you can
Revolver, magazine, or automatic, rifle, shotgun. We are going to go Obscura.
One of each?
Well, that would be 4 weapons. You only get 4 things. And you just got a award.
I got award. Yeah.
So, Hargata, you do that. You go sort the mob out then, and we'll go and look for the girl.
I've been telling you all along, I like water. Fishing is fun. You do that on the water in a boat.
Oh,
Boats
right.
are good.
Oh, so you want to come with it? Is that not going to be boring?
I
Guys,
try
Can
to
you
keep
take
me
us
away.
to another room?
Boats.
I need to focus, or else one of you guys might not return because I write the wrong letter or anything on the note.
Sorry, I would take James to another room. He's the lover, of course. So
James was really helpful, actually.
Kept one of them busy.
Yep, he kept one busy while I made my point.
Your nose feels so much better now, by the way. Stefani came by and did some.
I think
basic medical, and that one bleed is gone.
I think Harpak has changed his mind. He's coming with us. Dad, don't know why. Just
you. If you're worried about a physical altercation with these guys, you can always grab one of the vests over there. Rudimentary body armor.
yeah.
Well, I actually think he needs a pair of flippers or, the fluffy things that you put on your arm so you won't go down under the water.
Something against Kraken, like Kraken repellent.
Are they like
Survival
slugs that you can pour salt on?
You're going to throw me at the Kraken?
I mean,
What's a kraken?
Basically, you have the use of hand weapons, everything from a concealable revolver to a shotgun. And then if you're wanting body armor, you could have a body armor. Basically, it soaks one body.
Mm. However, boats, water, heavy stuff, that's not a good combination, is it?
It's up to you.
I'll take a shotgun. That sounds easy to use and...
Okay. It basically falls under... the shotgun could fall under strike or control. strike because it's a heavy weapon. Control if you're trying to use it a little bit more with finesse. But essentially, it's just called hand weapon.
Yeah, I don't think you use a shotgun with finesse. That's the whole point, that you don't require finesse, that you just nice big wide blast. So
I'm
put
sorry,
under
I put that on
strike.
That's the wrong one. Edit that. Get rid of the hand weapon. And that's going on Aldrich.
So my inventory, the bleed containment
You're
fell.
taking a shotgun. Now that is not concealable. I mean, it's going to be like on a strap on your back.
We're going to a magical land anyway, so
okay.
I don't think the normal rules of society operate in the imaginary.
As far as you can know, it would. I mean, pirate ships have cannons.
Yeah, but I mean, we're not polite society. I mean, we're having to hide weapons.
So the bleed containment.
Are you planning on going to sleep in this shop?
The blade containment.
I mean, you could put it under your cloak. It'll be somewhat hidden. I'm sorry.
That'll work. Yeah, I'll hide under the cloak.
The bleed containment file is gone because I
making a sawn off.
But you can pick up another one if you want.
No, actually, I was actually thinking of since we're going somewhere where I hope I don't need the containment file.
Okay.
Or else I might not need to bleed detector because I'm living bleed detector.
So you drop off the bleed detector.
Just give me a file just in case and a body armor.
A vial?
Yeah.
A vial. Yep, I'm looking.
And just give me a body vest, so if I take a body attack, I won't get.
So a bleed containment vial.
Yep.
And a body armor.
Yep.
Okay.
I don't need weapons because I can actually make a ghost blade, but I'm a squishy human. I want the body armor.
No, you tell us you can do blades and things. We had to take care of the mob, and you can do magic blades.
I
all right.
was in the basement.
You holding out on us?
Yep, absolutely holding out on you.
It's not Aldrich, like you ever asked if I could
body
fight.
armor or no?
No, not bother with body armor because.
Okay, Harpatka, did you want to pick up a weapon?
Well, yeah, I think it's. You said it was strike is for a melee weapon, and what was for ranged?
It depends on how you're handling the weapon. Are you doing it more finesse style, or are you doing it more brute strength style? Yours is strike, so you could do a rifle. You could do a handgun. It's just you're basically using your strength to power the shot. Or if you wanted to do something like an axe handle or a club or something like that, like. I think James carries a staff or a cane.
Yeah, I think I want a cane that goes into that will open up into a sword. So something concealed that doesn't look very
weapon, cane, sword.
Yeah, and on the cane it's inscribed and able.
Caned and able.
Yeah, I'm making that shotgun into a sawn off. Because I think that would be more practical.
Okay, well, I mean, she has a surprising amount of weaponry here. So, shotgun, sawed off. There you go.
Her surname isn't Gummer by any chance, or is she related to the Gummer family?
No, Lightkeeper Elizabeth Sharp.
Sure. Not double
I'm going to put on body armor.
You would like body armor. All right.
Yes.
And that's James. James is asking for body armor. Body armor can take one. So you can now soak one body and one bleed. You have your cane, right?
Yes.
You said you have a cane? So I'm just going to go ahead and put that on here for you. So you have technically a hand weapon of a cane. Is this a sword cane or is this?
Just a cane.
Just a cane. Okay. All right. And all of this should be under Candela Obscura gear if you wanted to look through there for anything additional on that.
Yeah, I want Aldrich to take a magic show gimmick.
A magic show gimmick. Okay.
Maybe
Is that one of
someone.
the items in there? I don't
Flash
remember that
paper.
one. Flash paper. Okay.
Yep.
The
Flash
doctor
powder
or
and smoke bomb.
the doctor or scholar has medical supplies. I'm not sure if any of us are the scholar or doctor type.
I think needle and thread would be good.
Needle and thread. To who?
To the doctor.
The doctor. Medium. Muscle.
Like I said, the doctor has medical supplies.
We don't have the doctor with us.
Yeah, I was afraid of that.
Unfortunately, Mark was not able to play.
Okay. There was this hand microscope. Yeah, it's called the pocket microscope. No, I need something more like a magnifying glass.
You are the detective, right? Or
yeah.
I think I know where you're going with that.
Yeah.
So the detective can
Is that
have a
pocket
bleed
microscope?
detector,
Yeah, happy to see me.
a hand
Yeah,
weapon,
exactly.
bleed containment file. You can have a camera, investigation equipment, or forged documents.
You know.
I mean, again, you don't have to pick all your things now. You could just say, "I have."
Yeah,
and
exactly.
have
Okay,
it.
we can wait.
So,
yeah, so I think
I just wanted to make sure you guys felt safe going where you're going.
And
That's
don't worry,
never gonna
Ari,
happen.
I will forge your birth certificate to say Sarah. Don't worry.
Hey,
So someone was asking about binoculars. Who was that?
Yeah,
For
guilty as charged. Harpot.
okay. Yeah.
Because I mean, if we're on a ship and there's a ship race or chase, I think binoculars would be good.
Telescopes are
Okay.
clear though.
No, binoculars so that I could like shine the light from the sun, reflect it into the eyes of the person, captaining
Driving
the
the
ship.
boat.
you know you can just wear a mirror for that.
Or-
I know, but then you can also not see. It's a 2-for-1.
So you guys load up on equipment. The
Is
Sharp
gearing
says,
up scene.
"Good hunting tonight."
We need guns, lots of guns.
Y'all have a headquarters where y'all can have places to sleep, or you can have your own houses. Your choice.
Considering the stakes, I think we need to stay together.
Especially if
That's
the
not
mob
easy.
is after us.
Yes.
Yeah,
So you're going to go to
apparently
your
they're
little
looking for me.
headquarters. You step out of the bookshop. You see two periphery agents. That'd be the police, and a uniformed officer, not just of the periphery, but of the OUP, which is their supernatural branch of their police force. They believe in the complete destruction of any and all magic.
So first we have
And
the
he
mob,
looks you
and then
over.
we have the police.
And he says, "Good evening.
Nope.
Care to join me?"
It's been a long night. Come on.
And we'll close it there.
Ah!
Cliffhanger.
Damn it!